So who do we have left in the list that we have to identify?
So if we go to the crew...
Yep. The crew won't... Yeah, well, whatever.
Martin Pero.
Okay.
Olis Viator. I'm sorry, Viator, probably. Emily Jackson and Miss Jane Bird. We know what happened to them. We just don't know where they went.
Well, I would assume that... I'm assuming that they're in the same... They're in the same lifeboat as the guy who sent us this book.
Live Canary Islands.
So they would be... No.
They're in Morocco.
Who's the other guy that's alive? They're in North Africa.
Which is the East Indies?
No, it's Africa. Yeah. Because they were on the same lifeboat as the other guy.
Yeah.
Were they with him?
Henry Evans. He was in the he was in the memory with them, right?
I believe so. Let's go find out.
So go to the crew, find Henry
all the
Evans.
Or you can just go to the very last
It's just escape.
Yeah, escape. Yeah. Oh, we can figure out who that guy is now. He knows that he was one of the Russian dudes that killed him.
So let's go back and find that out. This is...
Well, no, you can just click on the image of the who's present, find the dude who's got like the beard and the white shirt.
Leonid
I'd
Volkov.
imagine that guy killed him.
Right, because he was then shot by Emily Moss.
Yeah.
Got it. So they all did go to Africa then, I guess.
We'll find out in a second. Yep.
Yeah, so they were on the same lifeboat as Henry Evans and escaped to Africa. So those 3 people are alive.
Right.
48. Okay. What else?
Right,
if we go to the
left.
crew.
We have to find the third mate. Who's, like, what happened to him?
And the gunner's mate, who we don't know anything about yet.
Yep.
We have to identify the 3 Chinamen on the topman. Hamadou Diom from Sierra Leone.
He's one of the 2 black guys that are
he's one of the 2 black guys that's not the carpenter.
The guy that was from Sierra Leone, was he the one that was spiked to death by the critter? Because the other black guy was the carpenter's mate, right? Or the carpenter.
Well, no, there's like 3 of them. There's the carpenter's mate, and then there's 2 black seamen. I don't know who's who.
I'm going to assume. Are you sure?
But how do you know it's him and not the other guy? Because there's 2 of them.
Are there 2 of them?
If you go to the crew pictures... Like the Life at Sea sketch, and then, yeah, right there. So that guy, and then to the left of that, to the left of him, that guy.
That was the guy that was spiked, and the other guy... So, okay, yeah, so we don't know which is which.
So there's 2 black seamen that we know of, and then there was the one black...
and the carpenter's mate, or the
carpenter. No, he was the carpenter, not the carpenter's mate. But we don't know who this guy is. He's one of those 2 guys.
Let's see. So if we go to... This is where he died, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can get any accents. Loose Cargo Part 1, Loose Cargo Part 2.
So maybe...
And a Bitter Cold.
I don't think he says anything in...
Check Bitter Cold. He may be sleeping there somewhere. Or
That's true.
Or he may be, like... You know, because we might have some...
Both of them are present, though.
In the Bitter Cold. But we can... If they're in their hammocks, we can identify them by number.
Maybe.
Let's take a look.
Because... Yeah. That guy right there. Alright, so he's not one of these guys. What number are we looking for?
I don't like the way that echoes. I really don't.
Alright, so we're looking for...
55.
55,
and we're also
57, and 59.
Yeah.
Okay.
55, 57, 59. 51, 53, 58, 56, 55.
3. That's 53.
That's 55.
Oh, 55. I can't read.
You're not wearing your contacts.
57. I'm wearing my glasses right now.
Right.
Like, you can't
so we
tell
can't
at
tell
all who's in that one.
So we need to look for 59 then. He's not one of the Russians. That's 37.
42.
42.
Blanked out.
That guy right there, like, can you read that one?
36.
36, okay.
Go further to the right.
40, 41, 38,
59.
59. Alright, so he's got...
kind of a weird shoe.
Alright,
Both of them
so if
have
you go
got
to
the same 57 and 59 both have the same kind of shoes.
Okay.
Because if you look at 57, right... Nope.
That's 57.
Not 57, 55.
55. They do
But
have the same
55 is not who we're 55 is not who we're looking for.
Right, we're trying to process of elimination our way through this now.
Oh wait, no, you're right, because there was 3 of them. There's like the Englishman. There's 2 Englishmen and 1 Sierra Leone guy.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to find it in this memory, so...
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the
However,
other... Yeah, I was going to say one of the other bitter cold memories.
No. Body was moved post-mortem. We're on the wrong deck. Unless...
Okay,
no, we can't go up.
No. Alright, so I guess...
Let's try, at the very least, figuring out what happened to the last mate. The 3rd mate or whatever.
4th mate, 3rd mate, whatever it is.
So, if we go... We need to go to... Life at Sea. Click on this. Go down to Justice at Sea, and... This is the 3rd mate, but we don't know what happened to him. In fact, we don't know what happened to him at all. Because
he's only appeared in one memory, Bitter Cold.
No, he appeared in the one.
9, but
he's appeared in the last one he appeared in was the Doom.
But
is he one of the ones that just disappeared?
Whoop! I pushed the wrong
in the
button.
Doom.
Let's find.
That's the captain.
We know. It's fine. Right.
Cannon.
He is not one of the ones that disappeared in the Doom. Which means
he must be in the bargain chapter.
Or he didn't die.
Either or.
So, like, since the bargain chapter exists, does that mean that there's some people that have fates that we cannot identify?
No, here's the thing. I just realized. If we go to the back cover, once we get to this, then we can get the bargain. Yes.
Okay.
So we have to identify everyone else.
Go back. Yeah. No. Go back to the book again.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. Go back towards, I think, escape. Go forward one. No. Go back a little. Nope.
What?
One more.
There's no back.
What is that?
The bargain chapter.
Yeah, we can't. Okay. We can't do anything with the bargain.
Okay, so even if it's circled, we can't start it until we actually get most of the shit done. Well, that's frustrating.
Okay, so there is one thing that we can think of, which is this guy died in the culling and therefore does not show up anywhere else, right?
Right.
So, can we use that to identify him? Possibly.
Yeah, he's one of the 3 Chinamen, so good luck.
I don't know who that guy is.
He's a...
So 38... So I don't think 38, 40, or 41 had any identifying traits or whatever.
We know this guy was
unless I'm mistaken or whatever.
Unknown topman. He's one of the 3 Chinese topmen.
Shot with a gun by an unknown... Did we identify that guy?
Yes, we did.
We did. That was the bosun's mate. Frenchman.
Yeah.
Charles Minier.
I'm pretty sure it was the dude with the... That was Charles Minier that's in that memory, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
This unknown soul was blasted with a cannon by a terrible beast. That's the guy that literally was
disintegrated.
vaporized.
Yeah.
He did say the fuse. Let's go back and listen to that memory, because I think we might be able to do something.
I think, no, the other dude screamed at the fuse.
Listen. No, it was him. The fuse! He has an accent.
So he's a Polish guy then, right?
Polish. Gunner's mate.
Maybe.
Well,
nothing
there's
else.
no one else here
fits.
who has an accent. Yeah.
Okay. What else we got? It's unknown soul. It's down to those frickin' top men.
Yeah.
This guy we should be able to identify.
Yeah, we know who that guy is. I'm pretty sure. Like, if we go to the picture, we can figure him out, right? Like, click on him.
Unknown soul.
All right. So who do we have left? No, what roles do we have left? We have a captain, steward. He's not a topman. He's not a seaman. So he's some kind of officer, or he's some kind of steward.
So maybe that's the gunner's mate. Go listen to the memory. I want to hear if he's got an accent.
This guy? Okay.
Yeah.
He was in the Justice at Sea. Okay.
But I don't think he
didn't say anything in Justice at Sea. He said stuff in that the mutiny thing where they were talking about mutinying against the captain.
Enough. Captain cannot be trusted. Yes, we take ship and sail east. Okay. So that is Escape Part 4.
So it should be
is this
right
guy who got his face blasted off.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Listen to his...
Well,
wait, listen.
I mean, he can't say anything since his face is missing. He was talking to the guy in that room. So if we go back to that memory...
You're talking over the dude. He was talking just then.
Yep, he was.
He said stuff in that memory.
Okay, everybody shut up.
Sorry, I have my left headphone off because stuff, so...
Captain cannot be trusted. You have a plan? Yes. Take ship and sail east. Trade treasured fish and shells for gold.
Okay, he's got an accent.
He's Polish. That's the gunner's mate right there.
Okay,
which
and
makes
he was
sense.
shot by...
But he was shot by that other dude that was clubbed.
Yeah, the dude in the
which
beanie
is
hat.
John Davies.
Was he clubbed? Was that John Davies that was clubbed?
I don't think it was. Can
John
you go back
Davies
to...
was
John
clubbed by
Davies
Henry
clubbed
Britton.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So the
so-
other guy was the one who shot him, yeah.
So he was shot.
Yeah, he must have.
Okay.
And then he was knifed by...
Oldest
Otter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Got it.
Feels really satisfying when you can figure this out.
I know, right?
Oh, it's not giving us the 3 that we thought we had.
But some of
we do
them.
know those are correct. Okay.
So is that the entire bit of that chapter finished then?
Nope.
So what's the rest in the escape chapter? Who else is left?
Did he escape?
I think he escaped
He
as
must
well.
have.
I think he was
Yeah,
also to Africa.
He was on the boat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if all 4 of those were on the same boat, then they're in Africa alive.
Wait, was that the 4th mate? Go back.
Yeah, no, the 4th mate's steward.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he was the 4th mate's steward then.
Because he's standing next to the 4th mate in that particular picture. Like, that's the Life at Sea.
Life at Sea
Down
sketch.
here. Because he's standing right here, and this is John Davies, the 4th mate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, can you... I'm pretty sure we can figure out who these, like, the Chinese guys are by their, like, shoes in their bunk or whatever. We just need to be a bit more, like, careful about it.
One of them has striped socks.
We already
identified the one with the striped socks.
Did we?
Yep.
Why do I keep thinking that we didn't?
Well, how many?
I don't
There
know.
were 4 Chinamen, weren't there?
Yes, there were 4 Chinese top men.
So that guy's been zapped. The striped sock guy is hanging.
Okay.
We don't know him.
Well, so look at that guy's feet.
Striped sock guy is in the middle there. Nope.
Yeah.
I can't really see this guy's feet, but he looks like he's wearing slippers.
Yeah, no.
He's wearing slippers, and he's got...
Striped guy is right there in the middle. That's striped socks guy.
Who
And we've already identified him.
I'm pretty sure we have him. Yeah, we have him.
Did. Okay.
So then you've got that Chinese
guy.
dude. He was drowned by a terrible beast. And then you've got, we know him.
And then the third one died on the ships during the calling.
That's this dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
This Russian man.
So there's 2 Chinese men here because the third one is already dead.
Yeah.
That was the one that was killed on the boat.
Yes.
Go look at those 2. Okay, I was gonna say identify their pictures again so we could remember them, but that's okay.
That's fine.
It's fine. One of them is this guy.
Yeah.
The other is...
With the goatee.
One of them is that guy, and the other is...
Dancing man down at the bottom, very bottom. Keep down. That guy.
That guy. Yeah.
He's
So
holding
these are
her
the 2.
back. He's holding Miss Lim back. Yeah.
Hold on, that might be helpful.
Because go back to the execution scene.
Well, who else do we have left as well? Let's just narrow that down to...
Well, let me bring this up first.
Seng Lao, you have been found guilty by self-confession of the murder
This guy.
of Nuncio Pasquale.
And go look at the other guy. Yeah, that doesn't give us any names.
Which other guy?
The Chinese guy that's sitting on the mast.
And by the authority of the East India Company.
That
Like,
was
look at his shoes.
electrocuted man.
Yeah, he's wearing slippers.
But he's wearing unique slippers. Look, he's got, like, different colored soles.
Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Like, he's got, like, weird colored soles on his shoes.
Go look at the other Chinese man then.
Are we... Oh, okay, wait, hold on.
He's got
This
long
guy-
pants.
He's got long pants, and one of the cuffs is white? Both of the
No,
cuffs
both
are white.
cups are white.
This guy is wearing short pants and a looser shirt.
and
And
long-
white soles on
and-
his shoes.
and
Where do you see
long-
white soles? I don't see that.
Like, you can see them right there.
Debatable, but okay, I'll believe you.
Well, look at the other guy right next to him, who's wearing kind of the same shoes.
Okay, I see what you mean. Alright.
Damn you, dithering.
So let's go back down to the
Chicken.
bunks and see if we can't see if there's a guy with white soles on his shoes.
Or if we can just identify short versus long pants.
Yeah,
Yeah,
long pants
either or.
with white cuffs or just really long.
White soled shoes.
That
One more down.
is-
One more down. There you go.
And then look at the wrapped up body.
Le body. So we're looking for
Black
38. 3841.
I thought it was the 50s.
No, it's not. 38. 38. He's
White
got
sole
white
shoes.
soles.
So 38,
38
was
is the-
electrocuted dude.
Yeah.
So we need to identify him by number 38. Huzzah.
Okay.
So then that tells us that...
And we
now-
have 2 Chinese dudes left.
One of them has long pants with a white cuff. So check the crew list again to see the numbers. Down to the bottom. Okay, top
Whaley.
man.
So
40 and
Whaley
41.
Okay, so 41 is right here. He's wearing short pants and
black shoes.
big,
You can
big
kinda-
clunky shoes.
Look up in the... or go back to his foot all the way. Okay, can't tell anything from there. I was going to see if you could see a white cuff up there or not.
No.
And he's not
40
wearing
and
anything.
41, so the pants apparently do not matter here.
However, if you look at the shoes, this guy's wearing a really big shoe, and this guy's wearing a really small shoe.
Like he's got bigger heels on the 41.
Yeah. Alright, so, knowing
Good
that...
luck telling the difference.
Well, so here's the thing. I
Damn
think
you, Dithering.
what we need to do now is I think I know who's who. If we go to... How do we get there? We have to go through another corpse.
Hold on. Go to, one of those dudes was having, like, a drink with a guy at some point. Like, one of those Chinese guys.
Not that guy.
Not that guy. Like, that guy. See if he was,
Unholy
Like, he was having a-
captives.
No.
Murder.
No.
The Doom. Soldiers of the... I hate it when I do that.
You dangus.
You do it.
Right.
A Bitter Cold, which we've already been in.
What's the... Go up, like, a deck to the
Not the Orlop deck, the one more deck.
gun deck.
That
What's
deck.
that one where he's down there at the far end?
The Doom
Go to
Part
that
2.
one.
Where the dude was crushed.
Yeah, I don't think we spent a lot of time looking around in that, because we were looking at the dude getting his shit squeezed out of him.
Quite literally.
Which is the most awful fucking thing ever, I swear to God.
Just wanted to be an artist. I don't need the sound effects game. Yeah, that's him. He's
Yeah,
drinking
he was-
with that guy.
So,
The unknown dude. Wait, no,
Could
look,
this
look,
be
look at the
his-
hammock,
th-
look at
no.
the hammock.
that would be his hammock, wouldn't it? 'Cause they're
41.
both hanging out together.
Is that a 41? It is
That
a
is a
41.
41. So he is
So is this guy
sitting
41?
next to... We can make a guesstimate. Yeah!
Okay. Tricky.
Which means the other guy is the other
the
hammock.
last
Mhm.
Chinaman is number 40. And that was the dude that was killed on the boat.
Yeah.
And we're not brute forcing it. We're using logical deductions.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know,
Process of elimination.
So we
Fucking-
only need one more set of 3.
So we can go ahead and identify the Chinaman on the what was it? The calling.
Or you can just go to the...
That guy. Nope.
Yeah,
that
that
guy was he's the last Chinaman. So Li
Li
Hong.
Hong. So we're done with all of the top men. So we just have a couple seamen left.
You said semen. Alright,
So
so
it's
and
the
we don't-
one of them
and
is
we-
the Sierra Leone, the English guy, and the English guy.
so the question then becomes,
Go find up where we selected Philip Dahl and where he selected Martin Perot, because
they're
are
not coming
those
up.
correct?
They have to be. Because
Are you
there's no
sure?
other there's no other
Well, we
officer.
also don't know where they died.
Okay, so the Martin Perot, we don't know where he died, but what about Philip Dahl? What's the information on him? What is he involved in? Is that something we can narrow down a little more?
So Philip Dahl was when he was during Unholy Captives. Yeah, killed by a sword by Philip Dahl, Captain Stewart. But we don't know what happened to Philip Dahl. His fate is completely unknown. So,
Are we sure?
yes, because his fate is not in the book.
Okay.
So I would assume that he is in the bargain chapter.
So that's one of the
Okay.
seamen. I'm assuming that...
Okay, so this guy got blasted by the cannon.
And he
He
had
was-
an accent, though.
There's a fuse. So there was a lot of stuff in the Doom. He was in Unholy Captives. He was in Soldiers of the Sea, helping with the rigging. Which makes sense. He's a fucking seaman. There's a fuse. There's a fuse. There's a fuse.
That may have been the guy that was actually blasted.
That's not
apart.
Hamadou Diom.
No, that's not Hamadou Diom.
What else have we got? Hold on, let's process of elimination.
Yeah, let's just go through here. So we have a seaman here. He is either the
Hamadou or the other dude.
Hamadou or was it Booth?
If we could get one of their voices.
Well,
One of them did talk at some point, didn't they?
Yeah, the guy that said Zafuse.
No, that's totally different. I think the guy screaming the fuse was the guy with the top hat that was immediately deleted.
No, it wasn't. Do you know how
it
I
was,
know?
No, Dave, because 2 people were killed in that memory,
Hold on. Go to
Oh, that's right.
and only one of them spoke.
go to the crew or whatever. And then go to the image.
Oop.
Find the look at the dude on the right. Like the black dude on the right. Up on the top picture.
This
That guy.
Yeah, that guy. Click him. What memories is he in?
So he was in Unholy Captives Part 2, Unholy Captives Part 1,
Wasn't he also in loading as well?
which means he was spinning the anchor reel on this one.
Yeah, he wasn't one of the people talking.
He was
He
in
wasn't-
Soldiers of the Sea Part 1 and 2.
He was
because
probably
he was,
down on the bottom.
yeah,
like-
he was doing the rigging.
Who was
Yeah.
the dude that
He wasn't in that one.
was either of those seamen involved in the guy saying I was right there, that one. The dude.
Was there something-
I was
was he
there.
saying-
I saw like it wasn't his fault.
That was the guy in
Yeah.
the boat. That was the bursar.
No, there's a black guy on the boat.
There was a black guy as well. There were
there's
multiple
2 guys on the
people
boat.
there. So nope, back one.
No,
Oh,
this is
there's
the right
only-
one.
He was there. So go listen to that memory again.
And then we could go back to Loose Cargo and maybe see where he was. If he
Unless
was a
we know,
witness.
well, if he doesn't have like a French African accent or whatever,
Then he's not.
then we can assume that he's the American or whatever,
the English
and so we
one.
can say, or so we can say the other
the other black guy is the
black
Sierra
guy
Leone.
is the Hamadou Diom
So
or
listen.
whatever.
Over my dead body, you bloody Dave. How's that? There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat. Before I forget, you killed my brother. What? That was an accident. No probes. It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing. Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long. No, don't.
It wasn't his fault.
Alright.
He saw the whole. I saw the whole
Yeah.
thing.
So that dude's American,
He's got a very English accent. So he's
or
one.
yeah, not American English or whatever.
So he's one
he's
of
one of these two.
Booth or Shirley.
So we can say the other black guy is the Hamadou Diom.
That one
Yeah,
that was torn
Right.
apart by Beastie. Yeah.
He was spiked by a terrible beast.
Yeah.
I told you I knew who he was. Bum. Bum.
That only gave us 2.
yeah, because
We need
the
2
ones
more.
that I guess I'm assuming it's because the ones that we need to figure out in the last chapter aren't counted, so like we need to figure out like one more guy or whatever.
So
So this guy,
is one of those 2
Englishman,
Englishmen, and
and
that's
this guy is the other one.
I mean, we can just brute force this. There's only 2 dudes.
Yeah, this is process of elimination. I'm going to go with George Shirley.
He does have a kind of a George vibe to him.
Yeah, this guy has a very Alex vibe.
And that did it.
All currently solvable fates, correct.
Hell yeah. So now we leave, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
There is nothing left to do on the Obra Dinn.
Huzzah! Alright, so exit the memory and
So,
Get the hell out of there.
Let's just be clear as to what happened on the boat that we know of.
Okay.
So, the ship was starting out.
From England.
Yep, and they were loading the ship, and they accidentally dropped some cargo and killed a dude. And
there was
also
a dude
killed a
hiding.
stowaway, yeah.
unknowingly killed another dude.
Yeah.
Then, when they were... the voyage went smoothly until they were off the coast of Spain.
People
When-
started dying of sickness.
Yeah, Solomon Said died, and...
They said that they caught some disease at, like, some stopping point or whatever. Yeah, Lascar
they must have picked
House
it up
or
at the
whatever.
Lascar house. Everyone is healthy.
So
And then
these
a
two
large
guys
cow was
died.
slaughtered for its meat.
Yeah.
That's good times. Then, Nunzio Pasqua was knifed by Edward Nichols.
Who
Second.
who knocked out Hok Sing Lao to steal
Something.
their conch shell that was
Conch
in that
shell,
treasure
yes.
chest.
They basically...
And
He
so-
was trying to steal shit.
Yeah, and so they
Hok-
executed him.
Because they thought that he had done it, which he didn't, because the mate was more trustworthy than the person that was,
Accused.
A foreigner at the
Yeah.
time,
And then immediately after that,
They attempted to escape.
They tried
their
to escape
ill-gotten
the ship.
gains.
Yeah, they tried to take the chest and the Formosans and escape the ship and shot Timothy Butament,
right, and they were
who was
trying to
call the captain and stop them.
right, and they were trying to get to the Canary Islands, which was going to take them 3 days of rowing.
Yep.
But while they were going there, mermaids attacked,
Murdered
Killed
the
a whole-
hell out of everyone.
killed a whole bunch
Killed a
of
whole
them.
bunch of people.
The
And then,
Formosans got loose, killed some of the dudes. The mermaids
And
also
Itbang
killed the
Sa
Formosans.
Opened
He-
this chest,
and-
dipped his arms into this thing, and it, like, nuked all of the mermaids.
Yes, but they didn't die.
It
They
killed
didn't
him
die.
too.
No. Yes.
Well, he burned to death.
And then Nichols, realizing that he can't do shit with just one person on a boat, goes back, gets shot.
By the remaining Formosan.
Yes. These two drowned were dragged underwater by the mermaids.
Yep.
Then they take these things onto the ship, which are still alive, who then spike these two people.
Yep.
As they're taking them down, the cook is an idiot, gets fucking
let's cook him up, bros. It'll be awesome, dude.
However,
murdered.
he did,
Just, like, slashes his throat open.
he did say something interesting, which is, that's a pretty shell here, let's have a look. And they
Stab
were wearing
and stab.
shells. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the cargo fell and crushed this guy, and this guy was... Okay. And then, while this was happening, this guy, Philip Dahl, lost his fucking mind and attacked
Chopped the
John
dude's leg
Naples.
off.
John
Yeah,
Naples,
chopped his leg
why?
off.
20 years
It
of
doesn't
district
say.
and never doubting your sanity. These ungodly beasts carry a curse, throw them back or doom us all. Tie him up and put him in the lazarette with those things.
So they're holding the mermaids in the lazarette.
Yes. And where was the last thing that we needed, Mel? The last memory?
The Lazarette.
And then they turn around because you can see that they're going they were going south and then they went
Well,
west
they
and now
fucking
they're
have
going...
mermaids on their boat. They're like,
Yeah,
all right,
so
we
they're
going
like,
back.
they're like,
Yeah.
yes. Instead of making for the Canary Islands to make for land, they're like, we're gonna turn back and head back for England.
Yes. At which point a storm comes up and kills this guy. And then the crab soldiers
Horrible-
show up and start stabbing people and attacking.
The Crabulons begin attacking.
Chopping
And-
dudes' heads off.
And there's really nothing else to say here. They just kind of rampage through the ship. Except for, unfortunately, the ship steward who got accidentally shot by Charles Minor.
Yeah.
They make
That-
for the Lazarette. So yeah, they were going.
They're there to rescue the mermaids.
mermaids.
Yes.
and then
spiked.
that's the
Yeah.
cutting the heads off.
Yep.
Horrible
Throwing
things.
spears.
And
then,
then-
not long after,
The Kraken
the
appears.
Kraken shows up.
Because
So
these people
assuming-
are trying to escape because they're like,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
this noise. This is dumb. We're not going back to England. We're going to head to the Canary Islands.
Right. And then the Kraken basically rampages throughout the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Kills a whole bunch of people. They try to blast it with a cannon. It doesn't work. However, you can see that there's an escalation. They grabbed the mermaids. the crab soldiers showed up and were fought off, and then the Kraken shows up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Someone unleashed the Kraken.
And
the mermaids all initially showed up due to
then something happened.
The shell and the
Kraken went away.
Yeah. There's something that happened. This is the yada yada yada. And then as they're continuing going northeast, a bunch of people are like, this shit is madness, we gotta get off this goddamn boat.
Well, because, in the escape, the Kraken is gone. They say the captain has somehow banished it. The boat people are dying because they're, they've just been
wounded and all that
torn
stuff.
apart, fucked up. Bosun's mate dies. A curse like
they're
that
trying
does
to commit,
not live for
mutiny.
nothing. They say, the captain's gone. Captain's lost the plot.
Yeah. However, some people try to leave, and these people are like, you'll not take the last boat because the other longboat was destroyed by the Kraken.
Yeah, the first longboat that was trying to go for the Canary Islands during, before the Doom, there's the last boat, and they've loaded the passengers onto it. They're like, we gotta get the passengers out of here. Some of the seamen were like, no, fuck that noise.
And the captain, interestingly, says, let them go.
Yeah, no, the captain literally lets the passengers go. No, he's like, no, just, they're gone. And then he says, and then that's when the gunner's mate's like, captain can't be trusted. Because, somehow the captain banished this beast, and he
stabs the kid.
Gets shot by John Davies.
John Davies gets clubbed.
Unfortunately, Henry Brennan just clubbed a guy that he saw shoot a dude. He didn't realize that John Davies was actually, trying to save the kid that got stabbed.
Yeah.
Thomas Lanke was knifed by Olaf
Viator.
Yeah. And then these people all escaped, thankfully.
To Africa, yeah. And then that's the end.
Not too long afterwards, the few remaining people on the ship tried to mutiny against the captain to take control of the ship. The captain fucking killed them all and then blew his head off.
Mm-hmm.
What a fucked up tale!
Now, I will say before we hop down in the boat here, there is an achievement you can get in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've looked at the achievements, Dave.
Nope.
There is an achievement you can get for blaming the captain for everything.
I mean, is it hilariously wrong?
Oh, yeah. You can just say the captain shot everyone.
Oh.
The captain murdered everyone.
And the game will accept that, so
we won't be coming back.
Alright, then let's go. Dear game, let us leave.
I assume click on the seat that you're supposed to be sitting on. Or something. Or talk to the guy?
What is that clicking?
Open the case. Can you put the thing back in the case?
I can't do shit. My hand's not showing up.
Game!
Or how about at the very back of the boat?
Hold on, let me climb back up and climb back down.
It's a fucking waste of time.
Dude's just looking at you like, what the fuck, dude? No?
No, don't go up the...
You fool.
I wouldn't even look at the ladder.
So,
also, we now know what that is, by the way.
What?
It's one of the conch shells.
Oh, the glowing shit that's out there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Game?
Why is it clicking?
Open the watch or something. Is there anything you can do? Like, what?
I have 2 buttons, Mal. Zoom and use. Oh, here we go. It's timing out. Because I wasn't standing still. That's what it was.
Fucking hell.
Finally.
Yeah!
Sit down so you don't fall out.
And then we get attacked by a terrible beast.
No, we don't. We don't have anything from the ship.
But we know too
Luckily.
much, Dave. We know too much.
Me know too much.
He's done shit.